Welcome to part 2 of the complex numbers chapter. Today we are going to start with square roots of a complex number, and also later on we'll be doing or solving quadratic equations. So let us first do the square roots of complex numbers. So I've taken an example over here. We have to find the square root of the complex number 6 plus 8i. So I'm going to let the root of 6 plus 8i be equal to a complex number a plus bi, where of course your a and b are real numbers. Now, which means that effectively we have to find the values of a and b, because root of 6 plus 8i will be a plus bi. So we have to just find the values of a and b, and that is what the square root of the complex number will be. So first things first, we'll square both sides. So this root of 6 plus 8i will become 6 plus 8i, but it will become a plus bi whole squared on the right hand side. Now let's expand this. So you get a square plus the middle term 2abi positive because the sign is plus, and last term you'll have plus b square I square. You know I square is minus 1, so this will become minus b square. So you will get a square minus b square plus 2abi on the right hand side, whereas on the left hand side you have a 6 plus 8i. So using equality of complex numbers, we can equate the real parts and the imaginary parts. So a square minus b square will be equated with 6, and 2ab will be equated to 8. Now if 2ab is equal to 8, this 2 cancels with 8, you get a 4. So ab becomes 4, which means b can be written as 4 upon a. Now that very value of b, which is 4 by a, we will substitute over here. So we substitute b as 4 by a over here. So you get a square minus 4 by a whole squared equal to 6. So you get a square minus 16 by a square equal to 6. We take the LCM, or we just multiply throughout by a square. So you get a raised to 4 minus 16 equal to 6a square. You bring the 6a square on this side, you get a raised to 4 minus 6a square minus 16 equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation in a square. So what will be the factors? You want a difference minus 6 and the product as minus 16. So we know it's 8 2s are 16, so you'll need a minus 8 and a plus 2. So a square minus 8 into a square plus 2 become the factors of this quadratic equation, which means a square minus 8 is equal to 0, as well as a square plus 2 is equal to 0. But if a square plus 2 is equal to 0, it would mean a square is negative 2, which is not possible because the square of a real number cannot be negative. You know that a is real, so therefore a square cannot be negative 2. So that leaves us with a square minus 8 equal to 0, which means a square equal to 8. And a, when we take square roots, will become plus minus root 8 or plus minus 2 root 2. So now we have two values of a, plus 2 root 2 and a minus 2 root 2. So when a is plus 2 root 2, we will substitute the value of a over here in place of 4 by a. So b will become 4 by 2 root 2. So 2 cancels with 4, you get 2 divided by root 2, and root 2 cancels with 2 root 2 times. So you'll get a positive root 2. Also, when a is minus 2 root 2, your b will be 4 upon minus 2 root 2. So you will get a minus root 2. So which means that your root of 6 plus 8i, I had told you, you have to basically get the values of a and b. So we have two sets of values of a and b. We have 2 root 2 and root 2, and then we have a minus 2 root 2 and a minus root 2. So root of 6 plus 8i will be a plus bi. So a is 2 root 2 plus correspondingly b is root 2 in that case. So root 2 root 2 plus root 2i, or then you have minus 2 root 2 minus root 2i. So we could simply take root 2 common, so you get root 2 into 2 plus I, or minus root 2 into 2 plus I, or we can just combine the two of them and write root of 6 plus 8i as plus minus root 2 into 2 plus I. I hope that is clear. Now let's move on to the solution of a quadratic equation. Now this is something we have done in school, isn't it? You know a quadratic equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b and c are all real, and where a cannot be 0, because if a becomes 0, then it ceases to become to be a quadratic equation. It will become a linear equation. So a is important, it needs to be there, otherwise the x square term vanishes off. So a cannot be 0. Now how do we solve the quadratic equations? we just solved one quadratic equation in the earlier sum. That was the factorization method. Then there is also the formula method. What is the formula? It is minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, which means, see, it's a quadratic equation. Power or degree of the equation is 2, which means it should yield 2 roots. So what are the 2 roots? X will, from this formula, give you 2 roots. What is that? X is equal to minus b, you'll use this sign, so plus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, and the other root will be minus b minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now you know this b square minus 4ac can be called delta, which is also referred to as the discriminant. Now how does it help us over here? When delta is greater than 0, meaning when b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, the roots will be real and distinct. Now real and distinct, how does that how do you understand that? So you have a minus b plus this particular expression will yield you some number. So minus b plus that number, the whole divided by 2a, and minus b minus that same number upon 2a. So obviously those will be two different values. So that's why the roots will be real and distinct. Now when your delta is 0, or when b square minus 4ac is 0, this term is not there at all. And so both the roots will be minus b by 2a minus b by 2a, meaning the roots will be real and equal, right? And when delta is less than 0, meaning when b square minus 4ac is less than 0, you're going to get a negative number, right, inside the root, which means you'll have a root of a negative number, meaning it will yield to the generation of the imaginary unit, or the generation of I, which means that the roots are going to be complex in that case. Also note that if, say, one of the roots of your quadratic equation is, say, p plus iq, then the other root will be automatically p minus iq, meaning that whenever you have complex roots, they will always be conjugate pairs. Okay, so if one root is 2 plus 3i, the other root will have to be 2 minus 3i. Now let us understand that through a couple of problems. So I have this first problem here. Solve x square plus x plus 1 equal to 0. It's a quadratic equation to be solved. So you know, if we compare it with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, a will be 1, b will be 1, and c will also be 1. Now as per the formula method, x is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. And so we will substitute these values in place of a, b and c. So in place of b you will put 1, so minus 1 plus minus root of b square, so that is again 1 squared, minus 4 into 1 into 1. So, and upon 2 into a, so 2 into 1. So minus 1 plus minus root of 1 minus 4, the whole upon 2. Now 1 minus 4 is minus 3, and root of minus 3 is root 3i. So you will get minus 1 plus minus root 3i upon 2. So what are the roots? One of the roots is minus 1 plus root 3i upon 2, the other is minus 1 minus root 3i upon 2. So these are conjugate pairs, right? So that is how you get, if one of the roots of a quadratic equation is complex, the other one will automatically be the conjugate of the earlier root, or both of them will be conjugate pairs. Now let us come to a more difficult question. We have x square minus 2 root 3 plus 3i. This minus is outside, so 2 plus root 3 2 root 3, I beg your pardon, 2 root 3 plus 3i into x plus 6 root 3i equal to 0. We have to solve this quadratic equation. So we know, if we compare this with ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, a is 1, b is minus of 2 root 3 plus 3i, and c is 6 root 3i. Now let us first of all just get b square minus 4ac out of the way. Let us find b square minus 4ac. So what is b? Minus of 2 root 3 plus 3i, the whole squared, because it's b square, minus 4 ac, so 4 into 1 into 6 root 3i. Your a, b and c values are already known, so 4 into 1 into 6 root 3i. Now minus 1 the square it makes it plus 1. So 2 root 3 plus 3i whole squared is left, minus 4 into 6, this is 24 root 3i. Now let's expand this as well. 2 root 3 square whole squared is 4 3s are 12. 3i whole squared is 9i square, and the middle term will be 2 into 2 root 3 into 3i, minus 24 root 3i as it is. So this 9 into I square, this becomes minus 9 because I square is minus 1. So this is 12 minus 9, which becomes 3. Meanwhile, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 3 is 12 root 3i, and minus 24 root 3i, this will become minus 12 root 3i. So you have 3 minus 12 root 3i, or you can even take 3 common, you get 3 into 1 minus 4 root 3i in the bracket. That is the value of b square minus 4ac. Now let us plug that value of b square minus 4ac in the formula. So what is the formula? X is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac the whole upon 2a. So let us start putting values of b, which is minus of 2 root 3 plus 3i. So minus of minus will become plus. So you'll get 2 root 3 plus 3i in place of b. Plus minus, you have your b square minus 4ac under the roots. So 3 will be root 3, and 1 minus 4 root 3i will come in the root of 1 minus 4 root 3i. The whole divided by 2 into a is 1. So 2 into 1. Now what do we do here? First of all, we will find the square root of 1 minus 4 root 3i. And how do we do that? We just did it in the very first problem today. So we will say let root of 1 minus 4 root 3i be equal to a plus bi. So 1 minus 4 root 3i, therefore if we square both sides, will be a plus bi whole squared, and I've written that directly. You'll get a square minus b square plus 2abi, because b square I square, like I told you in the first sum, will become minus b square because I square is minus 1. So a square minus b square plus 2abi is what you get here. So a square minus b square, when we compare both sides, will be compared with 1, and 2abi will be compared with minus 4 root 3. So what is b? 2 gets cancelled with 4 2 times, and a shifts down. So minus 2 root 3 upon a is the value of b, which we will substitute in place of b. So minus 2 root 3 upon a goes in place of b. It becomes minus 2 root 3 upon a the whole squared. Then we simplify it. So you get a square minus of 2 root 3, the square is 12 upon a square is equal to 1. Then we multiply throughout by a square. You get a raised to 4 minus 12 equal to a square. We'll transfer a square on the other side, and here's what we get. We get a quadratic in a square. You get a raised to 4 minus a square minus 12 equal to 0. So you get a square minus 4 into a square plus 3, because the difference is minus 1 and the product you require is minus 12. So you're looking at minus 4 into 3. So a square minus 4 into a square plus 3 are the factors. So a square minus 4 is 0, a square plus 3 is 0, but a square cannot be negative 3 because a is real. So we discard that. We get a square minus 4 equal to 0, which is a square equal to 4, making a is equal to plus minus 2. So when a is equal to positive 2, you get b equal to, you substituted in minus 2 root 3 upon a. So minus 2 root 3 upon 2. So you get a minus root 3. And when a is negative 2, you get b as minus 2 root 3 upon minus 2. So that will give you a positive root 3. So what does that make it? That makes root of 1 minus 4 root 3i equal to 2 minus root 3i, or minus 2 plus root 3i, which means if we combine them, it is your root of 1 minus 4 root 3i will be plus minus 2 minus root 3i. So when it is plus, it is this, and when it is minus, it is the other one. So plus 2 minus root 3i, or minus 2 minus of minus will become plus root 3i, right? So root of 1 minus 4 root 3i is plus minus 2 minus root 3i. So let us substitute this in the formula. So now what was your formula? X is equal to 2 root 3 plus 3i plus minus, there was a root 3 outside, remember? I'll just turn the page and show you. Yeah, see, you have this b, 2 root 3 plus 3i, plus minus, you have this root 3, and now in place of this we will substitute its square root that we've just found. Okay, so now let us look at that. 2 root 3 plus 3i plus minus root 3 into, and we'll substitute this 2 minus root 3i in place of root of 1 minus 4 root 3i. The whole thing is divided by 2. So what are the roots going to be? We'll separate the plus and the minus, so we'll use the first part. In the first part we'll use the plus sign, and in the second part we'll use the minus sign. So 2 root 3 plus 3i plus root 3 into 2 minus root 3i the whole upon 2, and x will also be 2 root 3 plus 3i minus, right, and root 3 into 2 minus root 3i the whole upon 2. So let us just simplify this. 2 root 3 plus 3i as it is, this becomes plus 2 root 3, this becomes minus 3i, right, the whole upon 2. So your 3i minus 3i will get cancelled. 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3 will become 4 root 3 upon 2. 2 cancels with 4, you get 2 root 3, so x will come 2 root 3. And what about in the other part? Here 2 root 3 plus 3i minus 2 root 3, minus into minus, you get a plus 3i, so 3i plus 3i will become 6i, and 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 got cancelled, so you get 6i upon 2, meaning you get 3i. So the roots of your given quadratic equation would be 2 root 3 and 3i. I hope these questions or these examples that I solved were clear. Until next time, goodbye.